All right. So, yeah, new setup. It ain't really a setup. I'm just in my kitchen right now. But yeah, okay. So, market's already open. I'm a little bit late to this, and yes, I look a little bit crazy. That's okay, because I need a haircut, and plus, this is how I just look in the mornings. Um, let's open this up. What do we see for London session, which would be this right here? We see that London session high ends up getting swept. We see that the only thing that is left is London session low. We also have another London session low. Well, London session low and then a London session higher low. And then we have a previous session to that, which would be Asia session. All the highs already got taken out, and all we have is the Asia session low. So I'm thinking that today's going to be an insane selling day. Do I know that for a fact? No, but with all liquidity being taken out to the upside, rather than what's happened last week, I believe we're going to catch a mean sell. So if we look at it like this has already been swept on the 5 minute. We're just waiting for our value gap to be retested, which will be right here. Come on, work with me. Work with me. Because we just created a breaker structure. Dang, a 0.5 is that much? Good grief. I'm not losing $1,000 my first trade, but hey. This is insane. Now all we're waiting for is a retest right here. We catched our liquidity sweep of this accumulation. We catched a breaker structure to the downside, and we have this full area to play with. So hopefully we can get a retest. Stop loss would be above the high, and then we would target previous session low. Let's see if this works out, because I'm not liking how the wrist looks right now, but hopefully it changes here shortly. I'm not trying to risk $1,000 on the first trade, but I do trust in my strategy, so I wouldn't necessarily be totally upset. We're gonna see. So right now I'm gonna risk a 0.5, which is basically making me use about $11,000 on this 100K account. And I forgot to say that I did buy a 100K account, so this is legit. Probably gonna get a retest here shortly, and then if we get a valid rejection, we'll just go ahead and enter. Well, goodness, feels like it's been so long since I've actually traded, but I kind of gave myself some downtime to just relax and chill, and it felt good. It felt good not to stress myself out anymore. It felt good to realistically give myself time to not be like, let's wake up and get on the market, because that's not how you're supposed to do it. Start your day out by doing something rather than the first thing you do is trade, because your emotions gonna be at work. And I will say right now, a little bit, my emotions are a little bit high, only because I haven't traded in a while, but I still have confidence in my strategy. So this to break the ice with this trade. I'd be really surprised if we do not get a retest. Only because I looked in the 5 minute and this is an inverse fair value gap right here. And we are rejecting off of that. So if we start pushing like insanely down, I wouldn't be surprised. At the same time, I don't want to sit here and take a trade, be in the negatives for a while, then it pushes me out. But we'll see. I believe if we get one more candle down, I'll just do a late entry because I know this is a solid trade. And I don't want to miss it just because of one entry. Let me see how the 5 minute looks. I might have to run upstairs here shortly because I need my charger like ASAP. Once we get in this trade, it's looking like my target, my profit target will be around 1,500 to maybe 3,000. But let's see. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a late entry, honestly. It's look like it's literally pushing away from where I'm wanting to go. Come on. Have patience, have patience. They're gonna do not disturb. What the freak? Where's my do not disturb? Is it because my phone's about to die? Oh my gosh, I'm getting spammed right now. I liking how this is looking, y'all. Did I just miss a solid trade? Only because there was no freaking fair value gap retest? Not quite. And then the moment I enter, we get a full back like insanely to the upside. It's exactly what I don't want. Let's see. We're still looking good. Ours still looks like we're selling. I just don't know if we're going to be in a consolidant phase. What's happened? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So yeah, I mean, we should be good. Just gonna, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I don't like where I entered, if I'm very honest, but I entered right here. I don't like how far we've strayed away from where I'm trying to be, but it probably ends up being a drawdown. At least I knew. At least I knew. It's not even a solid risk. That's right. I'm not even going for a 1-to-1, you guys. That's insane. The only thing that made me actually get in this trade was because one, we got the inverse fair value gap off the retest on the 5 minute, and we started getting a like a 1 minute accumulating phase. Once this happens, there's going to be a major candle to either side, more or less the side that it's obviously attracting towards. So I believe that we're going to get a fat candle here in a second to the downside, and hopefully it'll do what I need it to do, more or less. I'm gonna go run and get my charger. I'll be right back. Look at that. What did I say? There was gonna be a big candle at that accumulating phase. We're gonna see how it plays out though. I still have faith. I just don't like my entry. And if we catch a loss, we catch a loss. Learn through the process, but I do like the trade I took. Let's see how this looks on 5 minute because it don't look so clean now. Oof. Let's see, let's see, let's see. So while I wait for my phone to charge, I'm just gonna watch it with you guys. Because right now, a little bit in the negatives. But it's getting more aggressive because we're getting closer to that 10 o'clock candle. But we did just retest off the 5 minute fair value gap. So it looks a lot more cleaner. Hopefully we can get this push down and knock out all this liquidity of these previous sessions. Hopefully. I want to see how it plays out on here. I wouldn't be surprised though if it goes back to the upside. So we'll see. Hmm. We just got that retest off of that zone that I was trying to get into. Right now, with where we're at, we're negative like around 250. Still think this is a good trade. The reason I'm so determined that this is a solid trade to the downside is only because we took out all liquidity to the upside. Yeah, I'm negative right now, but I don't think price is going to come back and take me out. If it does, it does. I can't sit here and beat what price chooses to do. But do I think it will? I don't necessarily think it will. And it looks clear like it's going to be a bullish run, but at the same time, with sweeping liquidity of the session, I don't know. Because we got breaking structures to the downside also. So let's see. Majority of this trade, we have been negative. So hopefully we can pull this back, get some profit. And if we do get in profit, I probably will trail my stop loss only because we're in a very more or less consolidating area. And I don't want to be in a situation where I'm up thousands of dollars and then consolidating, and then we get an expansion to the upside. I lose everything, and then I end up being negative. Negative, almost 800 right now. Risk right now is 1600 on this first trade, and what I'll end up targeting is 2500. So I'll fix my risk to reward. On here, it was looking a little bit wonky, so that was a little bit weird. Let me see, what's it saying now? 152. Okay, there we go. The freaking 0.88 is insane. Negative 500 right now. I honestly want to sit down right now, but I feel like I got too much energy because I just had me some coffee. Man, the second entry earlier. Boy, if I would have got taken out just because I would have had tight stop loss. But if we end up getting a break past this consolidating phase, I might do a second entry. Just because I trust my strategy, not because I'm trying to be greedy. You take opportunity because what if I don't get another trade this week? I feel like right now would be a good entry. Uh, I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it. We got this sweep. That's not necessarily a sweep, but we got this inverse, and then we got a break coming. Excuse me. And we also, if we can get the inverse and the break to the downside and then a retest, I would consider that a second trade to take. But since we're consolidating so much in this zone, I probably won't take it. Let's see. Uh, it might take me out. I'm about to see. That's why you ain't got tight stop losses, cause boy, see what happens. Either this is it, which it's looking very much like it is. And yeah, the moment I get in, it immediately goes up. But it was my entry. I can't be mad at that. It's where I chose to be. I'm not gonna lie though, I am very much surprised that we're going up. I really thought that we were gonna catch an insane sale, but it is what it is. We're in the middle of the week. and price has just been consolidating before 10 o'clock, and then like 10:30 hits, and now we're pushing. But that's literally the cutoff time for me. Yesterday, which was Tuesday, there was a solid trade, and it was literally the moment that I shut my phone off and was like, all right, I'm not looking at the markets for the rest of the day. And 5 minutes later, insane freaking bullish momentum to the upside. Could have caused some insane pips. But part of the process. It's part of the process. I feel like I'm about to get taken out here shortly. I'll less likely just get a miracle to the downside. But we're gonna see. 4. Negative 1100 right now. This is probably gonna be the push that takes me out. My do not disturb get taken away. Okay. Apparently my phone's on straight tweaker mode right now. That's nice. Honestly, just wanting to move my stop loss here. Because if it goes any higher, it's just going to take me out. I'm not going to sit here and babysit to lose more money. Just so shocked that we actually went straight up. Like, if you look at it from a 5 minute time frame, I didn't move my stop loss. It's okay. I don't care if I lose 1600. I'm gonna give you guys my analysis because I don't understand why we're like in this weird phase. Forget the prop firm right now. We catch. Now look, this is what makes sense. Yes, if it's bullish. Up, up, up. We take out this low. Now we're consolidating. Now we push higher. We create a bigger structure. We end up hitting a fair value gap and we're pushing higher. We get to the highest point and then we create a liquidity sweep. What is a liquidity sweep? A liquidity sweep is whenever price rejects going higher when it took out the most recent high or the most recent low. And my main thing is 5 minute, yeah, we can sit here and say accumulation, manipulation. Okay, yeah, solid. Pretty self-explanatory. But why is 5 minute overruling the 1 hour? Only because 1 hour created a consolidation. If it wanted to go higher, why didn't it go higher and just create a break of structure rather than a liquidity sweep? That's what's throwing me off. Because liquidity sweeps are reversals. They're not liquidity sweeps into accumulation, which it can happen because obviously that's literally what happened right here. We caught a sweep and then we accumulated. And then we got a 5 minute sweep on both sides. But apparently, 5 minute overrules 1 hour, which makes no sense at all. So if we end up going higher and then we consolidate to the downside, then we do. But to me, this really doesn't make sense. Which I don't need to be Einstein with these markets. They're going to do what they want to do. Am I upset? Nah. Do I want to lose money? Absolutely not. It's my first trade on this account. Why would I want to lose $1,600? Let's just go ahead and minimize loss. Because the best could be like 17. I'm believing there's just going to be some random miracle. I guess I want to lose $17, 1,700. It's gonna be a miracle to the upside, and I lose 18. That's what the miracle gonna be. I wanted to have faith, y'all. I'm gonna just go ahead and pull out. Yeah, I pulled out 1,500. Negative 1,500. It was going to my stop loss. I already seen that it was gonna just keep pushing higher, and with a candle like this, I don't want it to. Let's say my stop loss was 1,600, but price was I got like a what's the word? What is the word? Um, it's called a spread. Obviously, you don't see a spread on TradingView, but when you get into a prop firm or whatever, you get into a broker, a spread is whenever there's like these two lines, and some of them, some spreads are massive, some spreads are tiny. You want the tiny spreads. You don't want the massive spread. Now, there's certain pairs you're going to use. There's going to be a massive spread. Nothing you can do about that. But spreads basically mean that this is your buying point entry, this is your selling point entry. So if you're trying to sell, well, no, 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 no. This would be your selling point entry and this would be your buying. No. I'm saying it wrong. More or less, you're going to be negative once you get in the trade, is what I'm saying. But it's okay because if you follow your rules and you have a solid strategy, spreads mean nothing. Now, there's also some prop firms and some brokers out there that they'll tell you this is what the spread is, and you'll get in, and the spread is nowhere near what you expect it to be in, and only because they want you to, more or less, obviously, they want you to lose so they can make more money, but it also creates a gap for them to make way more money than they were supposed to. That's how wicked this game is. But that's it for me, guys. I literally tried to catch a dove, but market wasn't having it. Was not. And I actually am very confident in the trade that I took. Yes, we're in bullish terms right now, but to be very honest, with there being a liquidity sweep, I will always overrule what happens more sooner than what's been happening. I know that everybody's going to say, well, why don't you follow the trend? I did follow the trend. The trend was an uptrend, but then we created liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweeps, if you guys don't understand, are reversals. There's no sitting here trying to argue about liquidity sweep. So, it's what it is. If it ends up going all the way down That'll make me mad because I exited early because I didn't want to lose more than I was supposed to. But hey, can't win them all. Can't win them all. But that's it for me, you guys. I'm out of here. If I end up taking another trade, which I highly doubt I will, but with how it's looking right before my freaking exit, we'll see. But like and subscribe in Jesus' name.